I'm going to tell you something right out the gate. Aura is currently my favorite identity protection service, and this short Aura review will explain exactly why. Most of these identity protection services, they offer the same things, or they claim to offer the same things, right? So our job as testers is really to bust through the marketing hype and figure out whether they deliver on their marketing promise. Firstly, we're looking for effective dark web monitoring. I want near real-time alerts when, not if, but when my personal data appears out there on the dark web. I want 3 bureau credit monitoring along with some extra tools. Specifically, I'm looking for in-portal credit locks that allow me to lock and unlock my credit file with at least one of the 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, with the click of a button. Aura does offer one-click credit lock for Experian, and additionally, they offer support if you want to freeze your child's credit file, which is a good practice that I'd recommend most parents do. We're looking for an insurance policy of at least $1 million total. Aura's policy is actually $1 million per adult, not total, and that goes up to $5 million, $1 million for each adult on a family plan. And we're looking at family protection tools, or add-ons, really. These are things like dark web monitoring for your entire family, as well as parental control software, VPN, antivirus, things like that. And of course, I'm also looking very closely at price. For what's included with Aura, it represents really good value. I'd say it's the best value identity protection service on the market today, and you can get their prices even lower by claiming your discount using the links in the video description below, so make sure you do that if you're going to go with Aura. Now, what I want to do here, I want to look a little more closely at Aura's monitoring tools. What I can say as of today is that, with the exception of Identity Guard, who Aura tied with, Aura found the highest number of dark web alerts in our testing across well over a dozen different identity protection products. Aura also offers more monitoring services than a lot of other competitors, so it's not just dark web monitoring. You're also going to get auto title monitoring and home title monitoring, along with 401k and investment account monitoring. And let me say that the risk of home title fraud, it's actually quite low, and so that's not something I'd be worried about on a day-to-day basis, but the risk of, say, your username and password showing up somewhere on the dark web, that's high, and that's something you really want to keep tabs on, especially if you have a history of reusing passwords. Aura has consistently outperformed the other services we've tested, and it has consistently beat haveibeenpwned.com. That's a free resource, so if you just want to get started with seeing what of your information is available out there, you can go there and use that as a benchmark. It will definitely surface some positive hits. Moving into credit monitoring, I'll say Aura's credit monitoring tools are excellent as well. The in-portal credit lock at Experian, that's a handy feature, but other services do offer that. You can see on the screen here which services offer in-portal credit locks at which bureau. When you break down credit monitoring, what you're looking for, it's actually pretty simple. So first, you want 3 bureau credit monitoring, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. You don't want to only see your credit score at 1 or 2 bureaus. You also want quick updates to your credit score, which again, all of these services claim to offer monthly updates, but some of them have been slow to update my experience. Identity Force, for example. I don't know why, but my credit score is always slow to update at Identity Force. And then you want this 3 bureau credit monitoring without having to upgrade to a higher price plan. What a lot of companies will do is they'll offer you credit monitoring with an introductory plan, but that's only at 1 bureau. If you want it at 3 bureaus, you have to upgrade to that top tier plan. Personally, I find that practice really annoying, and I appreciate that Aura doesn't do it. Whether you go with an individual plan, a couple plan, or a family plan, you're going to get 3 bureau credit monitoring on each of those plans. And as noted at the top of the video, you do get child credit-free support if you go with Aura. Might sound kind of crazy or surprising, but children are actually often targeted by identity thieves. So freezing your children's credit, it's a good idea, but it's a little more complicated than freezing your own credit. Aura doesn't do this process for you. They can't legally, but they have streamlined it, and they will give you detailed instruction on how you can freeze your child or children's credit. Moving into insurance here, with Aura, you're going to get $1 million per adult, up to $5 million total. And that, of course, would be on a family plan. There's also the point in the video where, in the interest of making a fair, objective comparison, I note that LifeLock actually offers a higher amount of insurance coverage overall, but only if you go with their most expensive plan. For me, I've decided that the $1 million per person on a family plan is well above industry average, and I'm very content with that for me and my family. Now let's talk about threat resolution, which is a vaguely scary sounding word that basically means, is there a team available 24/7, ideally US based, that's going to be there to help guide you through identity theft should you experience it, or that's going to help you take preventative measures if you're simply interested in being proactive about your personal security and the security of your family. So yeah, the questions we ask are pretty simple. Is support available 24/7? Is support easy to reach? Is support based in the US? And is support competent? I'm not going to name names here, but sometimes they're not. So at this point in the video, you can take a look at the screen and see what our testing data has shown us when it comes to threat resolution. And if you don't want to take my word for it, because I might be some biased reviewer here on YouTube, sure, I totally understand that. I generally find that Trustpilot is a pretty good representation of how ethical and competent a company is. So you can see on the screen here, we've placed Trustpilot scores rank ordered from high to low for the identity theft protection service companies that are most commonly reviewed by reviewers like me. And you'll see that Aura consistently has among the highest scores on Trustpilot, even when compared to larger, more familiar brand names like, say, LifeLock. Now, if you have a family to protect, aspect, I think Aura is a really good choice. And I say that because of its many family plan features. So as I mentioned, you can get 5 adults on one family plan and unlimited children. So you could cover your kids through college, your parents, but there is a bit of fine print here, and that is that the members on your family plan do need to essentially live under the same roof. So does that mean that you can't use Aura to, say, monitor your child's information on the dark web if they're living outside of the household at college? Does it mean that you can't put your parents on an Aura family plan in order to track their financial activity? No, you absolutely can. But my guess would be that in the case of actual identity theft occurring, you would have difficulty making a policy claim if that person was not a member of your household. So just something to keep in mind. Aura also offers very strong parental controls. A few other services like LifeLock also include them as part of their identity theft protection package, but in our testing, LifeLock parental controls have been surprisingly weak, whereas Aura's have been good overall. Additionally, Aura also offers what they call a family sharing vault, where you can share sensitive documents between only your family members. And they have safe gaming software, which admittedly I've not gotten around to testing yet, so I can't say a lot about Aura's safe gaming. But you should know that it comes standard with every family plan, so if you have a gamer or gamers in the family, definitely something to keep in mind. Whether you have a family or not, Aura's add-ons are comprehensive. They call themselves all-in-one digital protection. I think even with the brand name Aura, you can see where they're going, right? They have this concept of a digital halo, this sort of safety net that protects you from all the types of cybercrime out there. And I have to say they're making pretty good progress towards it. I say that because if you get Aura, you're also going to get antivirus software, you're going to get a VPN, you're going to get a password manager, you're going to get safe browsing plugin. It's a long list that you can see on the screen here. Now, is Aura's VPN going to be best in class? Is it going to be better than, say, NordVPN or Proton VPN? No, of course not. There are better VPNs out there. There's better antivirus software out there. But if you're looking for simplicity, if you just want to manage one subscription and get access to a whole bunch of protection, then definitely consider Aura. All right, now let's touch on pricing. As you've seen, Aura doesn't do pricing tiers, which I really appreciate. All features are available on every plan. So whether you go with an individual plan, a couple plan, or a family plan, you're going to get access to the same set of features. Additionally, Aura isn't going to jack up your price in year 2 like other competitors tend to do, right? So a lot of other companies will get in the door with a 30, 40, 50% off year 1 introductory offer, and then you have to pay double the price the next year upon renewal. With Aura, the price you pay today is the price you're going to pay next year upon renewal, and you can get that price even lower by using the discount links in the video description below, which I certainly appreciate. Hope this was helpful. Let me know what questions you have about Aura, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.